Nice day in the market. Our watch list video for March the 9th. The S&P ended up closing just right. Here's your SPY chart up above its 50-day at the end of the day. And here's the Dow, a long way from its 50-day. We'll go back to the SPY and the SP 500. SP 500 closed 2738.97. That's just below the now newly calculated 50-day moving average. So it's right there on it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll gap above it, come back, touch it, and get a great day. Got a lot of this tariff news kind of out of the way this afternoon. So we can kind of see how that reads into the market in the morning. I'll break these markets down on this 10-minute chart for you. Same line. Here's your 50-day. This morning, that's where the SPY opened up. It was pre-market actually up above the 50-day, and you can see where it just chopped here most of the day. Every time it tests the 50-day, it would regress. On the SP 500, I'll tell you, that's when it really counts. Well, this is when it really counted. As it chopped along all day, it never really got up there. Finally, on this late day rally that we were just showing on the AD lines that indicated this rally coming in here, when we finally got here, instant rejection. It hit the 50-day instantly. It's a 10-minute chart. As soon as it actually printed it, it pulls straight back down, and you got this 30-minute quick sell-off. That's how they react and pay a lot more attention to the S&P 500 than they do the SPY. Here's where we're at now. It's where we closed our day, right up here, right below the line, which we want to gap up in the morning. If we were to gap down and run up and slam this and reject it, we may go back down into some more downtrend. That wouldn't surprise me, because I still believe we're going back down here to test this before it's all over with. But if I'm wrong, we're going to get above this and stay above it. So we'll have to see what tomorrow brings, but we got a lot of things out of the way today. We had a good close, and we closed right where we need to close. Now how the market reacts to that, tomorrow's going to tell us. On our charts, we don't have hardly any bears today. CI was a big bear because of that acquisition they made. About the same thing we had on the bulls to begin with. It looks like about the same number of stocks. We may have one or two new ones on there today. And there's some more daily bears than we've had in several days. And then our daily bulls, about the same number we've been picking up every day. So the recap list is going to be important today there at the end of the video on how these previous days bulls are continue to perform. So you can pause the video on any of those watch lists we were just on, and we'll do the 3-minute tutorial and get back and look at these charts. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, bear zone, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean, and you'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50 period moving average, this orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here, and the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Through time, I've got several comments and emails from viewers that don't subscribe to our services but do watch our videos and basically say, hey man, I'm getting some good trades off your videos. I wish there's a way I could contribute, and I don't want to sign up for a membership. So I finally went and made a donation button. You can find it 2 places. On any video, we're included at the bottom. You just click the show more button, and shortly down there you'll see support our channel, a donation through PayPal. You can click right here, pay through or make a donation through PayPal. Any amount you want to put in there is acceptable and appreciated. And then on our website, you can go to daytradersetups.com, press the YouTube menu item. It'll take you to this page, and there's a donate button there as well. And we appreciate that, appreciate the suggestion, and thank you ahead of time for any donations sent. We appreciate it a lot. And even though I expect a pullback tomorrow, no, I'm going to restate that. I don't expect a pullback tomorrow. I expect a bullish day tomorrow. If we can get out above this 50, the pullback I was mentioning was I do expect us possibly go back down and retest these other levels that we were on in the past. But right now, I think we had a bullish day. We're at the key level, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. This is a weekly chart, by the way, not the daily. I switched back over on. There's your daily. On our weekly bears, we've got CI. Big gap down this morning. This is your weekly candle. Broke through our bear zone at 186. Of course, it gapped through that and just sold off real heavy. You got some support lines down here, and here's your big support. This old weekly high, we're really close to it. 170.68. Low today, 171.06. So that's pretty close on weekly. So this stock needs to be on watch tomorrow. This is your key level. On your daily, you got this old low right down in the same area at 170.55. So you've had a bounce place here before off of this weekly area as well. That weekly number again was 170.68. The daily bounce spot here 170.55. So those are in sync together. Somewhere back in here, I guess, a little bit higher right in here. Big day that gapped up, sold down hard and held and went on up from there. That's the low of that day right there. That's what that line represents, and that's why I have them on my charts. We got some lower lows. If this gets carried away, your next level down here was 166.06. So some stupid gap down with a real big sell-off, this could be your next whole level. You also got a little tiny weekly in here at 164.88. I don't think that's that significant. I think if you get below this line, getting back above it is significant. But right now, we're in a good place right here on this stock, and maybe just overreaction to their purchase. It's already been in a big sell-off anyway, so this could be a stock to be on watch for some time. It's done a huge retracement here too as well. On the big picture, you're about a 50% retracement back here, so that's kind of going to be an important stock for a few days if you're an active trader. This stock's into the bear zone on the weekly. It's really not a consolidation break. It's just getting back down near these old lows again. I think we talked about this yesterday. Weekly bulls. We're going to run through these pretty fast because most of these have already been on here. ADSK. We gapped up into this yesterday. These are a bunch of lines I drew on the pre-market charts. Yesterday morning's action. I'm going to get rid of them in a few days. This stock was on here yesterday as well. Just been sideways for a couple of days. Data. These are not consolidation breaks, although data is a little bit more of one on this weekly. Remember, I'm showing you down here. These are my bull breaks, this tallest line, the dark green. Dark green. We want you to know when we're going into a new bull or revisiting. You know, we're doing the same thing again we already predicted. So that's the main thing I want you to be noticing. Is this a brand new alert and an old alert? Sometimes we give you an alert like back here, way down here, and then we give you another one way up here. Well, this was recalculated bull zone as we worked our way up. But we just want you to know when the first one comes in on a consolidation breaks, you do kind of have a consolidation break in this weekly overall. And it's maintained our momentum. The little yellow line here, that's what you see over here in the chart. It's maintained that on the weekly all these weeks, and just keeps coming back up to it's probably a newly calculated bull zone now that we're crossing versus where we crossed back here. EA, just continuation of the strength in this move it's had. It's not really consolidation break, although it is today showed up with our momentum indicator on our daily, even though it quite hadn't broke into the bull zone yet. It is about to. Edit had earnings a couple days ago, showed up on here again. Guidewire software, this was on here yesterday. Had a inside day today. I think this was on here maybe yesterday, picking up the momentum again from this last run up after this sell off back into support, and involved in that market pullback as well. KLAC's been on here for days. Somewhat of some consolidation. It's hard to read this with all this movement we had in the market, but it's picking back up back into the bull zone now. On the weekly, daily, it's just been in an uptrend here for 4 weeks now. Light just now entering our weekly bull, and it's not a consolidation break. This is more momentum off the weekly that's been building. Our little yellow indicator momentum's been here for several days, several weeks, several candles. We've had this on here for a couple of days, still sitting up at the highs. Again, another stock that gapped up again today. It's kind of breaking out. Not really consolidation, just momentum here. Another stock just getting back up to the increase in momentum, not consolidation. You know, this thing broke out on the weekly back in here on our weekly bull zone. This is daily bull zone that showed up way back here last week. Gave a pullback on this big wick here on this weekly, was a pullback on the daily, but this is when the daily put this in the bull zone, was way here actually, and you had all this movement since then. It's a pretty good move there off that alert. PTCT earnings yesterday, I think, or day before, gapped up. That's your daily. It is on the weekly bull zone, but it's been there for a long time. So this is kind of what you want you to realize is here was a consolidation break. This is just continuation. QRVO just building more momentum again. Kind of hard to read that chart with those candles it has. United Health Services coming back up into picking up momentum. Definitely not consolidation break. Although the daily 3 days ago broke this nice consolidation on this huge day it had up into the bull zone, and it's been a little bit volatile, but it's moved very nicely ever since then. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. Well, I was covering those last 3 stocks on this weekly list, and I was talking to myself, didn't record anything, so I got to back up and repeat myself. WDC, we put this in here 3 days ago on a bull zone break, and that's why this video can provide you with some stocks that's got momentum for good day trading or multi-day active trading or even option trading. You had a nice run here since we put this in. This triggered way down here. Now the bull zone's way up here. It's a classic example of the bull zone level continuing to recalculate itself higher. And we want to as long as we maintain all this, we've got our momentum, and that's what we like to show is that we're maintaining. And we're on a weekly watch list right here, not the daily. And here's your weekly chart. We got a lot more old highs up here. This stock's been a good trader for 3 days in a row. XL, this was out in the stratosphere. We mentioned that earlier in the week. Yandex is into the bull zone again on the weekly. It's been here a few weeks back. This is when it originally broke, way back here. This is one of the things we're trying to show you, is that this was the first break of the consolidation. So a lot of times they'll come in on the bull zone and they're repeating themselves because they're gaining momentum again. They're crossing the newly calculated bull zone again. So we just want you to be aware that this was our original weekly break way down here where we first featured this back in January. Now on the video here, just keep in mind, over on our website, you can get these live at the time they occur in the morning on 400 symbols, which WDC, of course, be one of those symbols. What we do here on our complimentary video at night is we're running this on 5,000 symbols. So we might can get some other things you might be interested in. You're not interested in our core list on the 400 we run on our website. We'll get over here on these dailies now. I'm going to cover the bears first, of course, because we got market momentum. This stock's just a continuation down here. Re-entered its newly created bear zone. This is where it first showed up, way back here. CI, of course, we already talked about that stock. Yeah, CRI, this consolidation down here, but this is your consolidation. But we're really finally getting a little momentum to the downside here. Stock needs to hold when it gets down here. It's got some weekly support. Right here, it tested it last week and held it, and it needs to hold that. It's 112.58. This just continues down. It's actually picking up a little momentum out of this last little consolidation here. It's been in a weekly bear zone for several weeks. GPT on the daily, this is a consolidation of this upper area. It's showing the first signs of strengthening to the downside. It needs to hold here. You got the 50-day right here below it, and it doesn't have any momentum right now. There's your intraday for today on a 10-minute chart. That's not a pretty chart. Quite a bit of down push here today on that, and that's why it's showing up on your daily bear zone. Needs to hold the 50-day. A pretty long daily consolidation here, and getting a little bit of momentum to the downside. You got this support line. It needs to hold down there. Don't know anything about these little stocks. I know a lot of you guys trade them well, so this is one that comes in because of has enough minimum volume to meet our requirement to show it. LB, this has just been sitting down here for days. You can see where it went into the bear zone here several days ago, and it had a little rollover here today, and this is broke down through the most recent lows here and closed the end of the day down there. Your weekly's got a support line that it is not holding here at around 43.04. Signet continues out of this little consolidation here, is getting more momentum to the downside. It showed a little momentum a few days ago, actually broke into the bear zone today, broke this support line, and you got a weekly support line probably lining up right down here, actually a little bit lower than that. It's this line down here, excuse me. This is off a weekly chart, 46.09. Goes back into last summer. Possible support area, but a pretty big day, respectively speaking, to how this stock normally trades. And this is a weekly support line too. Stock really needs to hold right here, $26.60. And target continues to fall. Lost a 50 couple of days ago. End of our bear zone here. This is kind of a consolidation, all combined going back here. And it really needs to hold, and it's really probably going to do more retracement. It's going to send you probably all the way down here into this 63.46 area. My target 2 when I start selling. You know, a lot of times I teach my pivot system, and this pivot system I talk about here is this line, this line, this line, and this line. It's like targets. If it starts here, it's probably going here. If it starts here, it's probably going here. My other system that I show the other charts, I call that a pivot as well. That's our trend shift pivot. It's what we actually trade off of. These are target lines here. Many times they can serve as that, and on about any time frame chart. Get over on our daily bulls. Really nice day on Akamai. Here's your 15-minute chart. What a run. A big $5 breakout. Did not really gap up. broke up through our bull zone this morning at 71.07, full $4 out above our breakout zone there, and took out these old highs, and now it's got some more highs on the weekly. That's a strong day. ALNY, this little consolidation here is just showing signs of getting back through the 50-day. AON, kind of the same thing. This consolidation period here, picking back up, is above its 50-day. Of course, that's the blue line. Activision, breaking out. EA, that whole sector is real strong. This has got momentum on the weekly. It's been there for several weeks. We put this on weekly bull way back here. It did this chop around in the market. It's continued up for a month now. This stock showed up a couple of days ago, actually, the first time. Had an inside day, held support, and another decent day today, back up into those highs. This is coming off a big sell-off too, guys. This is way down here on your weekly, and this week has come up through the support line. This low right here, that was a pretty significant spike down. It's above that area. So if you can get out above this next little spot right here, 52, looks like 53.02, could you really get this moving along here. This is a key thing right here, and a bigger thing was getting above this weekly level here. This can always come back and retest, but this needs to be a support line on it now, 51.01. Don't know anything about this stock. It gapped up a few days ago, maybe earnings or something, pulled back, and it's coming back up now into the bull zone. ELC, we had this on long watch about 3 days ago on our daily watch list, and it's performed well every day. Yesterday was a really nice day. That was where we put it in on our daily watch list there. Broke into your bull zone today on the daily, kind of getting some momentum out of this congestion here. Still got the 50-day, and it's got some issues still overhead here. ESRX, I think that's the one CI was buying out, if I remember right. This is your daily action, the 13-minute chart on that stock. I try not to trade this stuff because it's just unpredictable what it's doing. I know a lot of people love to trade it. I'm assuming this thing probably was a cash and stock offer, and as CI plunged, of course, this had to come down with it. EXAS, breaking through the 50-day today. Not really a consolidation, more than a little momentum break coming back up here. ITW, same thing. This is a consolidation of sorts. It's getting back to the 50-day. That's obviously always a little issue for every stock. And then it's got this support resistance line right above it up here. Once you can get out above this 50, but it's picking up the momentum. KEM off the 200-day yesterday, and it's 50-day as well, and kind of breaking out of this consolidation, starting to show some momentum as well. And on a weekly chart, you're holding this support line nicely for the last several weeks. That was your high 2 weeks ago, 1885. Get back on the daily bull break here. This is just really not consolidation at all, just momentum coming in, and it's trying to kind of set up something on the weekly. It ain't quite there yet. It wouldn't take much to get this to be in the weekly bull zone here. You can see how close it is. LVS gapped up today. Win had a monster day too. I remember seeing it. It's going to be further down the list here. Those were both some really big movers. had to have something driving it. I didn't see either one of them till late. I wasn't scanning for that kind of movement with the market like it was, and just kind of focused in on what I was watching on and found my trades and waited on the market. But I did see those later on as the day went on. I ran across win. MPC consolidation, yes, starting to get a little momentum, trying to come out of that. We had this on our long list for trade room today. We put the watch list out this morning, and that was one of the stocks on it here. Continued on up. STX, just building momentum. It really kind of started into this daily bull zone a few days ago, and now it's just recrossed a newly calculated daily bull zone as it's worked its way up. UAL, just now trying to get out of this consolidation. You got a support resistance line here. It needs to hold that line, $69.62, coming through the 50 week this week as well. This was win on the gap this morning. I don't know why I had this line drawn on here. I drew it off of something I saw. Maybe not even today. It could be an old line. I'm actually going to remove that. I think that something was old. Key support level, it just busted through it this morning, right into our bull zone, right on the open, and big day. Those kind you can find on your own. Old highs right here. This stock tried to get into the bull zone as momentum, not as consolidation break. It is getting through this old high, maintaining some momentum up here. It does have another old high it's got to deal with a few dollars away. And final stock through its 50-day, lots of consolidation and choppiness here. It's been building here for a few days, and still trying to get some momentum going. We'll do that recap, get you out of here. Thanks for watching. Almost kept you at 30 minutes tonight. We're out there on it. We don't want to spend any time here. Just letting you see the list today, yesterday, day before yesterday, day before that, day before that. Still see if you got momentum to the downside. You can see if these stocks that went into these bear zones are having green days or red days. WTW had a bounce again the last 2 days in a row. Into its 50-day, actually, right over here on WTW. That's Weight Watchers. Still got momentum to the downside on this railroad, although it did have a green day. And then we'll let you take a look at you just pause the video, you can look these charts up. Here's your daily bulls. We got a lot on here. You just saw the weeklies here. This was yesterday, day before, day before, day before. Pull these down so you can pause this video and see all these symbols. That's the purpose of doing the recap, as well as allowing you time to see what's still maintaining my momentum and my trend stability. Again, is when the lows on a moving stock don't come low enough for me to feel like the trend is threatened. And the bull zone is maintaining the bull zone level or staying above its newly calculated bull zone as it works its way up. That's what the check marks are. So the more bright bars you got here, the stronger the stock is. This bull zone break area carries forward. Let me pull this down where you can get this other part here. The carries forward for the full 5 days that we roll this forward. It gives you this breakout area where we alerted it at, where it is P&L wise from the price level we alerted at, and where the maximum profit. So you see when I'm pulling back, you can still see what the maximum profit was at the highs based on that breakout price. And you can see how these are progressing. Like Lumina, yeah, up 232 today. So far it's up 534. Its peak was up 554, still in a bull zone. Get you to look at the bottom stocks down here. Some of those are still maintaining themselves very well 4 days into their break. move this down where you can see you can see these are all still maintaining their sales well. Little days, big days, overall P&L so far. Let you get a view of everything at the bottom. This is 4 days ago. This broke out's 5th day now. That's where these stocks stand. And thanks for watching again. Subscribe to our channel while you're here. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on StockTwits, and come over and check out our website, daytradersetups.com, swingtradersetups.com.